Hi, this is Tina, and welcome back to another episode of Joyful Connections, where I have the opportunity to spend time to have joyful conversations with others who are also really letting joy be their guide. And so I'm really excited about spending some time together again with Nalini from Chalice of Wisdom and Field Tuning. Welcome back, Nalini. I would love for you to shed some light on a topic that I remember you mentioning it the first time many years ago, and I've been playing with it. Yeah. You're talking about fog, being caught in the fog, and fog being fear, obligation, and guilt, and how those are just some key elements that would keep people trapped in the old cycle energy. And one of the things that I've just been noticing with breaking free from that, people may be moving through fear and clearing that. They may have said, finger up to the obligation and, choose to be true to themselves. But the one that seems to really be like the last little thread that can hold people back is that guilt. And the way that I've seen that being play out is then with feeling greedy for wanting more. So wanting expansion of consciousness, wanting more joy, wanting more freedom, whatever it is. I'd love for you to just address that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that acronym, the FOG, fear, obligation, and guilt, that was a big thing, in the last cycle. And the thing about guilt, the truth about guilt, guilt is not a real human emotion. Guilt is a static, manufactured state of mind and being that tells you that what you're really feeling is not permitted and is not okay. This is the truth about guilt. That's why, on the vibration testing, like, will this emotion test this way, this test that way? Well, yeah, and they all test differently on any given moment. But it's like a lid on something. And what it's really telling you is that what your actual feelings are not okay. And we all learned that in school or from our parents or in childhood or in our environments or whatever. Our DNA tells us that. But the truth is that you don't have to go around emoting, although it does help sometimes to start opening the door, but you don't have to do that. It's just take the look at, acknowledge what are the real feelings there, and let them go, let them flow out. Don't be afraid of them. And then the thing about greed, the systems of control on this world have perpetuated the belief that greed is bad. And greed in and of itself, the way we've defined it, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It may lean toward the not so great, But it comes to the having more in consciousness, the wanting more, the being more. That is what we are as beings. It's sometimes called evolution. Even that word is problematic. It's like the expansion of consciousness, the expansion of beingness, the expansion into, of, and back and forth from form to formlessness and to form again through the field of light is what we are. That is not just our birthright, it's our true nature. So there is no way that you can be so-called selfish or greedy or bad for yearning for that. That's just, that doesn't compute. It doesn't exist. And yet that's what we've had imposed on us. And so many will have these niggling little things like the sayings, right? Be careful what you wish for, or, be careful what you want, you might get it. Well, why would you lace fear into something? Now, if it's an egoic want and it's arrogance-based, or think, yeah, okay. There are, due diligence to all of that. You're really talking about heart yearnings and talking about the forming into, dissolving into the field of light and coming back into form, which we all do about every 5 seconds. We're just conditioned not to see that, not to perceive it. Our brains can, our minds can't, but, that's a technical. Anyway, the particle field just is there all the time, and we are that. So how can it be wrong to want to be more aware, more conscious of our participation in that? It couldn't possibly be wrong or bad. And for all the judgers who say, well, you're trying to be God. No, because, that's a word, and it's a thing someone made up to describe the infinite. We are all infinite. And when someone says that, or has that fear of, I don't want to play God, what you're really afraid of is domination and control. You're saying, oh, well, no one being should dominate and control everyone. True. That would be extremely arrogant and probably not have great results, as we have proven over and over on this planet. But this isn't that. It's going into that infinite field and creating over and over and over again and again, which we do constantly anyway. The expansion that you're talking about, and that some people have guilt over, which, remember the lid, it puts a lid on what you're really feeling is, that expansion into all that you are and can be or could be in any moment, and it changes all the time. That's your true nature. Mm-hmm. Other stuff is just filters in order to have an experience, or lies that you were told in order to control you. And lies you told yourself, so better to sort of let yourself be light lifted out of that and see what happens when it all goes away. And is it scary to the mind and the ego and to maybe some other people around you? Yeah, absolutely. The real purpose of fear, as we all know, is just it's the body's early warning system for the tiger in the room. And most of the time there isn't one. Or whatever, or the cliff you're standing on, where the body says, don't take that next step. That's its purpose. The expansion of it has been all about domination and control. And so it's letting go of anything left in you, any availability or susceptibility or vulnerability or opening that says, I have to let that in order to survive here or fit in here or be safe here, which is what it's usually about. Your safety comes from being this light. It just does. And the body knows that. If you let it and you give the body permission and the instruction, because it takes both, to stop the fear, obligation, and guilt defaults and move into this. And will you be a menace to society? Probably not, although potentially on occasion. But no. Person or a selfish person or a greedy person, whatever those are. Yeah. No. This, when it comes from the infinite field, when it comes from the divine, that's not possible. It's just not. Your altruism is complete. You wouldn't seek to harm. To defend yourself, yes. Martyrdom goes away with it too. But it changes everything. So it's just remember that guilt is a static state of mind and being that is not a real emotion, and it is intended to tell you that your real feelings aren't okay, and they absolutely are. And just let them move through instead of sort of sitting and wallowing and making mud pies with them. Let them go.
Yeah.
And see what's under that and that and that, and then you'll find it's this light. It's this field of light. That's what's real.
Yeah, and essentially that comes down to then the bullshit story of being told that it's not okay to be you, and it's not okay for you to be, so therefore not okay to be light. So default to the light. That's it.
Default to the light, and you will be you.
Beautiful.
Not have a choice, but because you've made that choice.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Nalini. I'm sure this will be really helpful for many, because this is, it's been a bitch. Clearly, I can't think of another way to say it. And it has many, many, many subtle and not so subtle ways of playing out. So, all right. Well, thank you again. And until we meet again, for everyone here to go forth, let joy be your guide to a life that is worth waking up for every day. And until we meet again, many joyful blessings.
Okay.